Christmas morning brings more than gifts, it brings hope, family, and the promise of love. Avery, Micah, and Elias share a day that changes everything. Watch how a single act of courage leads to a lifetime of joy. The first light of dawn filtered softly through the frost-covered windows of Avery's apartment. The quiet was broken only by Micah's excited whispers as he peeked around the corner, still half asleep. "Mom, is today the day?" he asked, voice trembling with anticipation. Avery smiled, brushing a loose curl from his forehead. "Yes, baby, today is a very special day." Her heart fluttered in her chest, nerves mingling with joy. Today was the culmination of a journey that had started with snowflakes falling on Peachtree Street, a blind date, and a man who had refused to stay silent in the face of judgment. Elias had been patient, unwavering, and steadfast through every public scrutiny, every whispered insult, and every shadow of doubt that Avery carried. Today, in front of their closest friends, family, and a few supportive colleagues, he would make the ultimate promise. Avery had never imagined herself in a bridal gown. Her life had been one of practical choices, endless responsibilities, and a constant fight to survive. But today, standing in a simple yet elegant dress, she felt a radiant beauty she had never known existed. Micah ran around nervously, tugging at his tiny tuxedo jacket. "Mom, do I look good?" he asked, voice anxious. "You look amazing, baby," Avery said, ruffling his hair. "Ready to walk me down the aisle?" He nodded solemnly, a proud smile spreading across his face. Avery laughed quietly, her nerves easing slightly with his innocence and joy. Elias, meanwhile, waited at the ceremony site, a beautifully decorated gazebo in a quiet park downtown, fairy lights twinkling, snow dusting the evergreen branches. He looked impossibly calm, hands clasped in front of him, though his heart was racing with anticipation. The small crowd of family, close friends, and a few of Elias's colleagues turned as Avery appeared, Micah at her side. The whispers of admiration and subtle envy filled the space, but Avery felt none of the fear that had haunted her for years. Elias's eyes softened the moment he saw her. All the judgment, the doubts, the whispered criticisms of the past melted away. All that mattered was the woman walking toward him, strong, resilient, beautiful, and utterly extraordinary. "You look perfect," he whispered as she reached him. "You've always made me feel that way," she replied, voice trembling. "Even when the world didn't." The officiant smiled warmly. "Elias and Avery, today you declare your love and commitment in front of those you cherish. Do you promise to support, respect, and cherish each other through all of life's challenges?" Elias took Avery's hands in his. "Avery, from the first moment I saw you, I knew you were worth every minute of waiting. I promise to stand by you, to defend you when the world is cruel, and to celebrate every part of who you are, always." Tears filled Avery's eyes. She could barely speak. Finally, she whispered, "Elias, you have always seen me, all of me, even when I doubted my own worth. I promise to stand by you, to love you fiercely, and to let our family be our greatest strength. With you, I am home." Micah beamed, squeezing her hand. "Mom, I'm proud of you," he whispered. As the officiant pronounced them husband and wife, Elias lifted Avery's hand to his lips and kissed her palm gently. Then, turning to the crowd, he held her close, and finally, their lips met in a kiss that spoke of triumph, love, and unwavering devotion. The crowd erupted in cheers, the snow falling gently around them, glittering in the morning light. Avery felt a surge of emotion she could barely contain, joy, relief, love, and the certainty that she had found someone who would always stand by her. The reception was intimate, filled with laughter, music, and the warmth of family. Micah danced with delight, spinning in circles as Elias clapped along, his eyes never leaving Avery's. Elias's colleagues, many of whom had once judged Avery, now looked on in admiration. They saw a woman who had faced adversity with strength, a mother who carried her world with grace, and a partner who had earned the deepest respect through courage and resilience. Avery caught Elias's eye across the room. He raised his glass in a silent toast. She smiled back, her heart swelling. Together, they had weathered judgment, societal pressure, and the insecurities that haunted her for years. And now, they were united, stronger than ever. Later, as the reception wound down, Avery and Elias stepped outside. The snow had begun to settle, covering the park in a soft, white blanket. They held hands, silence enveloping them in the kind of peace that only comes after trials have been overcome. "I never imagined this," Avery whispered. "I never thought someone like you would choose someone like me." Elias shook his head, voice gentle but firm. "I didn't choose someone like you, Avery. I chose you, all of you." your strength, your kindness, your heart, your family. And I would choose you every day for the rest of my life." Avery leaned into him, feeling the warmth of his coat, his heartbeat against hers. For the first time, she believed that love could exist beyond judgment, beyond appearances, beyond fear. Micah ran up, tugging at their hands. "Can we go home now? I want to see the Christmas lights on our tree." Avery laughed, lifting him into her arms. "Yes, baby, home." Elias smiled, kissing her temple. "Home," he echoed. Their first Christmas as a married family was quiet, intimate, and full of love. Gifts were exchanged. Micah received a shiny new bicycle, Avery a delicate locket engraved with strength and love, and Elias got homemade cookies from Micah, carefully iced and slightly crooked. But the greatest gift was the unspoken promise they shared, that they would face life's challenges together, that judgment would no longer define Avery's worth, and that their love would stand as a shield against the world. As night fell, Avery looked out the window at the snow-covered streets of Atlanta. She felt warmth in her chest that went far beyond the fire crackling in the small fireplace. It was a warmth born of love, acceptance, and the knowledge that she was no longer alone. Elias wrapped an arm around her shoulder, pulling her close. "Merry Christmas, Avery." "Merry Christmas, Elias," she whispered, resting her head against his chest. And outside, the snow fell gently, as if the world itself approved, blanketing the city in peace, hope, and the promise of forever. Their journey isn't over, but love has already rewritten their story. Remember, true love sees beyond judgment, beyond race, beyond everything, and it all started on one snowy Christmas Eve. The end. If you enjoyed this emotional journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one.